Hey everyone, just doing a quick little video here real fast of video I'm going to post up here. I don't really want to do it, but I'm doing it anyway. It's a Trinity church, and I came in contact with some stuff that was not so good, and let's see, messed me up for a little bit. So the video is going to be completely raw. It's going to be really quick. Well, it's going to be long, like whatever. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I'm just going to throw up the raw video, put it up there for you guys to see. Leave some comments and all that kind of stuff like that. I'm curious to see what people get, but I was told that my last video I did and stuff was obvious that I wasn't the best. That something was sort of messing with me or whatever. So it was, and I took care of that, and that's it. So I'm gonna throw the video up, and that's it. You guys watch it and tell me what you think. Tell me when you hit me.
Alright, go.
We're here at
Historic Trinity Church
yes, Historic Trinity Church
in Chesterfield.
in Chesterfield, Virginia, to do a great investigation and learn about love tokens with spirit history. So we're getting inside. We'll do a quick walkthrough before the whole crowds come here and stuff, and I'll tell you guys everything I'm getting and all kinds of stuff like that. So let's go inside. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So we're inside the church. And you just follow me and we'll see what we get. As I do. Let's see. There's a lot of talk about heavy chest pains and a whole butt ton of sickness and illness. My chest hurts so bad. This is the first time I've investigated this place or anything like that, so I'm excited about it. We'll see what gets validated or what doesn't. There's a lot of talk of murder or a trial. There's a woman, really prevalent woman here, big time. It's funny because I'm being told I keep being told that they don't know about me yet, or they know about me, and she keeps like a lot of yelling and a lot of all that kind of stuff going on. So keep trucking it on. Let's see. This is where I start getting dizzy and stuff. This is where things are really, really wonky. A lot of headaches, a whole lot of headaches, a lot of pain. Something with legs. I don't understand what the deal is with legs, but there's something going on with legs. So, hey, you're good. Come through. You're good. Good. But something with legs and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's insane. Come over here, and in this doorway, in this room here, looks like a library or whatever. I guess. I don't know. There's just a ton of stuff tied to this woman, and she keeps coming, like, coming through the door, and she keeps talking about, like, a trial and stuff like that, and sort of like they better find out who's guilty and all kinds of information like that. It's really crazy. So I don't know if you can look down this way or not, but we can do that. This is crazy. Man, I keep being torn because I keep see it. Can you see that well in there? Oh, or no?
Yeah, kinda.
It doesn't. You have to look too crazy,
No,
but it's just a room. But in the room here, I keep seeing it's sort of dark and crummy, but I can see they keep talking about a hospital and the wounded coming here. A whole lot. There's a lot of shadow figures and things like that. I'm so overwhelmed by this woman. I get upset and she's like yelling, it's always like screaming and yelling. It's never a quiet thing. It's always yelling. It's always like, "Hey everybody!" Like it's always like, but it's like there's such a crazy amount of urgency for everything here. they have the chest pains and being dizzy and people feeling sick and stuff like that. She said, please talk about the trial. Please talk about the trial. Please talk about... she talks about books, and I don't understand that yet, but she's like, they need to review the books, blah, blah, blah. But it's... the way she's saying it to me is from her time, not present time. So it's not research now they need to do. It's sort of back then what they should have done or
what she wants them to do.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all back then. It's sort of funny. But it's funny from like here back, it's like almost like hospital. And down here it's all, there's so much stuff down in here. It's crazy. It's bright enough to see us a little bit. But there's so much stuff down in this hallway and around the corner. Oh man, the amount of people that are here, it's crazy. They go back and forth and are walking. They see people back here all the time. Stuff's moved. And I'm being told now that they follow them home. The people here follow you home.
Okay.
The people that work here and stuff, it'll follow them. Like they'll follow them home. People get consumed with this place, working here and being here. You get consumed by what happened. And it's all like a draw to suck you in, so you uncover everything and dig all the information you possibly can. They're kind of like, we can't help it, but that's what we do.
Okay.
They talk about, there's a lot of hard stuff all the time. It's really interesting. Let's see. She talks about, I don't know who this woman is. I keep seeing her with, like, I keep wanting to say gray curly hair. When I go in the other room to, I don't know, let's say library or whatever, but it's at the front of the church sort of thing. There's a lot tied to that. There's a lot going on in there. There's a whole ton of activity. And they keep saying we're tied to the jail. I don't know how that is, but they just keep saying we're tied to the jail.
Okay.
Like the site is, and the people here are tied to the jail.
Okay.
I don't know. From what I'm understanding, they've brought people from the jail to here. So that's sort of what I'm getting when it comes to that. So that's interesting. And I'm consumed by some sadness and hurt and stuff like that and loss. And they keep talking, there's talk about a ship, and I don't understand it yet. They're saying it's a transporting ship. And then 3 times now, there's been talk about the water.
The water?
Yeah.
The water in the building, the water around the place, the water...
No, like water, there's water that runs underground through here.
Okay.
And, but they, for whatever reason, they keep talking about, like, the drinking water. And it's not a current time, not right now. It's, you know, but they keep talking about the water. It's been mentioned like 3 times to me. I don't really understand what it is yet, but that's what they've talked about to me a little bit. Just key point things to bring up and to get more information on and whatever. You know, I don't know anything about this location like that, but I can, you know, tell you what I get, and it gets verified, and it makes it really fun. They keep talking about the schoolhouse, and I'm not sure if this was at one time a schoolhouse or whatever. I'm asking about the land and stuff, but they said that this was separate from, like this was taken off a chunk of a bigger piece of land.
Okay.
It's sort of, and I don't know why that happened, but they're showing me like a big, you know, like a big square, and then like a little piece being cut out, being like, okay, this is separate from this. At some point, that's what happened. They said they looked it up and they know already, but there's still more to, like, I guess, verify the exact, like, who it went to or whatever, or how that all transpired.
Right.
And then the woman pops in again, and she's like, it's so important they know, it's so important they understand, it's so important they get all this information and understand it all. Times in 7:35, okay. let's see. There's talk about census records, and I don't fully understand that, but they're kind of like, it's important, and this is for current people now, to look at the census records. So I don't, like I said, I don't fully understand everything yet, but that's what I'm being told, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll try to run up in this room and all. This will be interesting. Beep, 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 beep. And then the head spinning and all that kind of jazz, it all happens here big time. And everyone feels sick in here, so it's sort of a normally kind of thing, I guess, that occurs. And then there's like the trial thing they talk about, and then they talk about a woman with brown hair. It's different than the older one with the white hair, but they're talking about a brown-haired woman. There's like, I don't know if it's a father or the owner or what the deal is, but there's someone tied to this, and she's like trying to break away from that, from like that rule of him, whoever he is.
The brown-haired girl?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. There's talk of like a marriage and things like that too. What are you getting? Anything, Trudes?
There's a lot going on. So
I know
hard,
there is. It's crazy.
I'm just trying to break it down to...
There's a lot of knocking, a lot of doors banging, a lot of all kinds of stuff in here. But I keep visualizing. He sees the door there.
Mm-hmm.
I keep seeing like someone like busting open the doors and like running in, and I keep getting that over and over and over and over. And there's talk about the children tied to here, and that's been said a couple of times. It says, don't forget about the children, or make sure you bring up the children. Make sure you talk to the children. So I don't fully understand that, but that's what I'm getting. And my stomach hurts. I get like my wind like knocked out of me.
Yeah, I was just feeling that just now. So I was like...
Yeah, it's right in your gut. It's right in here.
Also, my throat is kind of tight.
Yeah. The whole thing, it sort of like just takes the air out of you. They're telling me to tell people to preserve this place for what it is and not for who it was tied to. So it's more about the location and the site itself
than the
more
people.
so than the people.
Right.
And I don't know exactly who it is. It's someone. They keep telling me that this whole area is known for the people, not the locations. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like...
So it's backwards. They want it done for backwards of what it is now.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so in the brown-haired girl, I'm kind of like trying to connect with her a little bit. So I think what you're feeling, she had a really bad home situation with her father.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's part of what the white-haired lady's yelling about it. I don't know if they tie in at all.
They do tie in.
And, like the father was like the bad person without saying a whole lot of detailed stuff because they don't want me to.
Yeah. I can, but
yeah.
just because I'm willing to try to jump in the ring with them if I need to.
I know, but I'm not.
Oh, yeah,
And they're telling me no, so
yeah.
I'm saying no. I won't say much about it, just because. An honor thing.
Yeah.
Is kind of what they're saying to me. So, but yes, she left or tried to leave to escape that.
Yeah. There's talk about gravestones, and there's talk about, I forget exactly what the term she's using it as, but it's sort of like getting rid of gravestones. Like knocking them down, clearing it out. And that's part of that was washed away, but it was done on purpose to cover up something.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the cool part. That's going to be the interesting thing about this, is that part of it. Is seeing what they tried covering up by, what's it called? It begins with a D.
Demolish?
No.
What?
It's forget what it's, I don't know. They keep saying a certain
Like desecrate?
Yes, desecrate.
Got it. I heard it.
Yes, okay,
Okay.
good. So yeah, desecrate, they keep saying that, desecrate the graves, desecrate the graves, that's what was done. And it was done to cover up family stuff, to cover up things and sort of make it the way that we want it to be. So
Yeah.
it was done somewhat on purpose. They're telling me it was a planned thing. In this room, it's just crazy, my head's like spinning,
Yeah.
all crazy, there is so much in here.
There's tons of spirit.
Oh yeah, it's craziness. There's, banging on windows and people see lights in here all the time. You'll see faces, there's, like I said, shadow figures running back and forth, just because some are stronger than others, that's all. And they just happen to be very strong, It's weird that this location is tied to like iron and coal and things like that. Yeah, I don't understand it. It might be just the family.
I think it's the family.
But it's funny that it's funny that gets brought up and it's tied to it.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep telling me that this was supposed to be a good place, but it never was.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's supposed to be a church, it's supposed to be blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Yeah, I'm not so certain that it wasn't like father's a preacher, kind of something like that. I'm trying to figure my way through that stuff now.
Okay. And voice recordings and stuff are off the hook here. Things will go crazy in here. Man. They're telling me it's better that they use this as like an office, like the whole thing is like one big like sort of central office area, opposed to keeping it like the other sites,
Yeah.
that we've been to, where it's like preservation of the site and of the family and blah, blah. It's sort of like,
Right.
it's good that this is being used like that, because you don't want to go down that road.
Being used as a building.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, and
Right.
it's still a historical site, and it's pretty
Yeah.
like that. It's, it's nice. But it's important it's being used for that and not going back. So that's why
I'm just gonna do a.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything keeps coming back to that. And it's funny because they talk about like this should be for learning, not for. This place should be for learning. Now it's funny, whoever this guy is, see him? I can't see the name, but it doesn't make a difference. See that guy?
Yes.
That guy's funny. Oh, and a lot of stuff from here is moved around from different locations to here.
Okay.
But that guy, it's funny, the girl, I don't know if that's the dad or not, but the woman instantly, the girl with the brown or black hair,
Yeah.
she's instantly like, don't be fooled by the face. Don't be fooled by
Yeah.
the face. There's a lot there, and she instantly starts talking bad about him.
Yeah.
So I think that's really interesting that that's being said, It's like instantly, as soon as I saw him, I was like, uh-oh. And she's like, no, listen to me. You need to watch with him. And I'm like, huh. And there was talk about a general. I don't understand, but she referred to somebody as the general.
Okay.
So I don't understand it, and it's not supposed to yet. So
No.
because we haven't investigated it yet and got all the history information, all kinds of stuff like that. But yeah. And there's talk about and they keep talking about the water, and they talk about a little flood situation, all kinds of different things like that. The spirit
Okay.
keeps talking about. But the headache thing is huge in here.
Yeah.
Feeling sick and headache thing, and they keep talking about somebody with glasses. Not now, but back then. But it ties to somebody now.
Okay.
So it has the ties like glasses. So I don't fully understand it, but it makes sense to
Somebody.
whoever it is, Like I said, I'm being bombarded by like tons and tons like this, like of information. So to sort through it all and pick out all these different things takes a lot, And I still have a night of work to do yet. So,
Yeah.
but this is just a sort of preliminary round of whatever. There's a little click, so I don't know if it's heard or not, but and that's it. I guess that's sort of it. Trinity Church, it's 7:45. How long are we on that?
18, 16.
That's it? That's not too bad.
No.
This guy will be funny.
Yeah.
But they keep talking like he isn't who he seems. don't listen to him. He
He's
isn't who he
not.
seems. He'll be whoever he needs to be. You know? So you can put him back on that guy.
Yep. It's like a
Because that guy is...
wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
And there's talk of, like, molestation.
Yeah.
And,
I wasn't allowed to say that.
yeah, there's talk of child molestation and rape and all kinds of, like, horrible things have happened. You know, and it's funny because they're being told now, this is why we got rid of the babies, or why the babies didn't make it. You know what I mean? It's because they were raped or
Right.
molested or whatever you want to call it. But there's a long line of it. My back gets chills. I got chills. It's a really
Not good.
yeah, not good thing. There's even talk of poisoning. So somebody was poisoned or something. There's ties to that.
Okay.
And I've heard a lot of times, home is where your heart is. And I don't make any sense to that, but they've been told like 6 times now, so spin it out. This is going to be a very interesting thing. Man. Then the census is, again, they talk about the lineage of the families and how this is separate from the family. They keep telling me, like, this is separate. Don't put these all together. Because I sort of like, here, and I put them all together in a big, nice circle. You know, like, okay, you know, I can pick all through a circle and figure it all out. And they're kind of like, no, this is here. This isn't part of this.
Right.
Like, okay. So, guess that's it. Find out.
Military personnel with us
Here, people or spirit?
Spirit.
David, there was one, last time I was here, there was a guy that was, he was affiliated with, I think, the first church that was here, and he was caretaker, and he would get really nervous when a lot of people in this room.
Well, we got a yes earlier, so we figure out the rank.
Well,
Just in general.
one of that was brought up in my little walkthrough here earlier was someone kept addressing someone as general, and I don't understand that. So it didn't make any sense, so I figured ask that for actually a military person or just, I didn't understand it. What I don't understand, or what I think is weird, the flashlight thing, is why sometimes it's really, really bright, and sometimes it's dim when it comes on. You know, it's not like a, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's really interesting.
David, could it possibly be somebody during the Revolutionary War? This Chester was used during the Revolutionary War as a supply base for the Continental Army.
Is there anyone with us from here tonight that
It would be Baron von Steuben.
is somehow affiliated with that revolutionary? What's that name?
Well, Baron von Steuben,
So he was a part of the shipping of goods or something? Or what?
yeah, he was part of the supply of the Continental Army.
I mean,
He was responsible for training troops right here on the courthouse green.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's someone here that's affiliated with that supply process and training. Do you want to see if you can get a hold of George? If we may.
Is there a George with us here tonight?
Is there something with someone's face, like scarred up?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's tied to like here and now. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know where that's coming from, that's all.
Is it something
Good.
outside the location.
Yeah, yeah. Was this place or the owner, whatever, tied to iron and coal? I'm curious. You know about that?
What type of goods, have you put military goods on? Like ammunition or clothing or something?
Well, yeah, there would have been munitions,
Food?
armament, clothing, equipment, came right through here.
Does anybody here have a question?
There's no wrong question.
We were up here when you really started. So the flashlight that's sitting on, what do you have it sitting on there?
It's,
It's
it's
a
sitting on my,
little
it's sitting on
block on the edge of the
a
table.
meter that's on but doesn't have light. And we're looking for a yes response to like the light or torch. And I don't think we've used it with you before, have we?
No, we haven't. It's the first time I've ever used a
Yeah,
flashlight.
so maybe answering things that we're not hearing is what I've kind of, because it's really doing a lot. Usually it's,
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was asking just a minute ago. Are you responding to things we're thinking versus verbal?
because
In
this seems so
spirit,
fast.
well, in spirit, it's kind of like you can think it, and you communicate that way. So you don't necessarily have to verbalize everything you're saying or thinking to get an answer or a reaction.
Normally if
So-
I'm involved with it, I don't have any psychic,
Yeah.
I don't have any psychic power that I know of. And so I ask it out loud, and usually there's about, there's sort of like the EVPs, we wait about 10, 15 seconds, see if we hear anything, or see anything, and then move on. But tonight it's like, as soon as we start to verbalize something that's going on.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of talk about the guy, and a lot of talk about the children and loss of children and the abuse that sort of she sustained is, let's, keep something up and up and up and up.
Is that why she's still here?
Yes.
So is spirit always tied to like one location, or can like, you know what I mean? Or can spirit communicate outside of locations?
They can communicate outside locations.
So we,
I think it also
somebody was
depends on
asking
the
about
spirit
George.
too, right?
What?
Like some of them will feel like they're trapped in a certain location, where some of them will move.
Well, most of the historical locations, it's getting the information out to everybody. So the more information that's out, the more understanding of the family, the more understanding of the location. You know what I mean? And that's sort of how it
But-
works. It's not like they're not bound here because they have to stay here forever. You know what I mean?
It's like a choosing.
I got you.
You know,
Do we have
But
a
that's
George?
what I'm saying, it's their choice. They can
Is he
choose
with
to,
us tonight?
I need to stay here and let this information in this location be known, or I can go wherever I want.
yeah.
All right, I lit up as soon as I said George. George was the one from Magnolia Range.
I don't know if that's for sure his name, was just what popped in, but I kept seeing like the Christmas tree he had displayed. Got in a Christmas tree accident. It fell on him, it had the candles, and it burnt him so severely he died a couple days later. When we were over at Magnolia Range last week, and I kept seeing it, I asked if that was the location that it happened. It wasn't, and while dousing, I felt, a young boy, not little, but, maybe a tween. And that's who I felt it was from the imagery I was getting.
We were there last weekend,
Yeah, we were
and
at
we were taking it and recording it. The answer's yes, when you ask if it's George.
Oh, really?
Oh, you?
Yes.
So George, are you here with us tonight, George? If so, please say something into one of our devices or light our torch for us.
Yes, I answered on the rock side,
Yeah, just
which is crossed there.
Ooh,
keep hearing that George is like he wanted permission to know like it's okay, it's cool to come here, it's okay to talk and be a part of this. You know what I mean? Sort of like fearful as a child.
Yeah. Yeah, we told her we would come over and see him, you know.
Yeah.
Are you here, George?
I said, would you like to come on too?
Yeah.
Do you feel okay talking to us here? Maybe. You're allowed to, okay?
Were you involved in some sort of accident, George?
The minute you say that, I hear him tell me, he's like, yes, but it wasn't my fault. So he starts backing up. He's like,
Yeah.
no, it's like, you know, like a little kid.
I think
Well, he
someone
also-
else rumored that it was his sister, possibly,
But
that happened.
He also got upset with us where he said it's not her fault either.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he doesn't
Yeah,
want
he
to talk
doesn't want
about it.
That's
anybody to be
what we got
blamed
there.
for it, yeah.
Well, it doesn't define him, the accident.
He's answering you. I said no. It was just an accident, right? That's what you wanted us to know? Did you come over here to hear some music tonight? Yes? Okay, we'll play some a little later for you, all right? Does anybody want to try these?
Try and go. Either, you know what, either it works really good or it doesn't. Some people,
Have you done it before?
yeah, it's sort of a fun kind of thing.
Okay, just make sure they stay really level, so that they stay freely. And keep one a little bit higher than the other, so that they don't bump. And try to get them centered.
She does it just like that.
And just very loud. Yeah, just hold them until they stay straight. A little bit of a warning, it's not start playing down and you just flip them until they stay level like that. And then you want to say, please show me a yes. Please show me a no. Start, so you know you establish that and back to center, and then you can start your questions. Yeah. Please show me a yes. Please show me a no. Let me see back to center, please, if they don't.
Those are interesting too, because I'll sometimes get, like, I can tell that the person that's waiting to talk to me is excited because they'll start shaking in my hands, and I'm like, okay, okay.
Do you have a question?
Yeah.
Am I speaking with George?
And then you can start asking, like, is this a male or is this a female? And just make sure they're yes or no questions.
It's important for you to be careful too, if you're thinking about a loved one that you want to speak to, you know, that you're missing, kind of like you guys are.
Yeah.
That's, I know, I understand, I know already. That's going to come across through the rods, more so than what's coming out of your voice.
Because we're like awful.
So just, I already know who you're talking about and who you want to talk to, and whatever that kind of stuff is, what you have in your brain, you know. And, you know, that's going to come through the rods. So just understand that, you know, that it doesn't work exactly like you want. It might be going the way you want. You know, you might be getting answers from a lot. That's all.
Am I speaking with the male? Do you have history in this place?
Yeah, that's yours.
Question.
There's a bit of conflict. The person you're trying to reach is super sarcastic, and you know that. And so they're messing with you, you know. And when they straightened out, it sort of jumped and became very serious. And you're sort of like, this is what I want. Do you know what I mean? And then they worked for a second, and now they're back crossed just because your brain's like a little scanner. You know what I mean? Ask your question. I'm sorry.
My question is can you ask spirit about other spirit?
Yes. Yeah, you can. But it all depends. It's like like I said, it's like a multi-layered cake. You know, it's like asking somebody on page 13, hey, what's on page 38?
Right.
You know what I mean? They're kind of like, I don't know, I've never been on page 38 before. So sometimes it can work if they're close together, you know, and other times not. So.
A lot of times you can ask, are you aware of this person, or do you know this person? And they can tell you yes or no. If you want to ask somebody about somebody else.
Are you aware of the recent events in Amelia County, Virginia?
That should be yes. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it's just staying crossed.
Can you turn the flashlight off for us, please? Let's do some brightening. All the way off, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you tell me if Olene is near her house?
Yeah.
Okay. What's gonna make her love tokens?
Do you feel like you got anywhere? Or? Maybe not. Is anybody else who wanted to try it?
Try them out. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything, you know.
It might be, you might get close to it. You get close to it too. It'll light up.
Yeah, flash
Close
it.
to it, it'll spit up. What? Did you say it was cold? Right there? Right. It's just interesting that you got cold and then it went up when you stood up. That's the kind of like the two things that happen. A couple things that happen all at the same time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did I know you in life? Are you a child?
Are you related to the person holding the rod?
Kids are, I get that it's George, so.
Are you George?
Anybody else?
Right, that was me, that wasn't me. I think I bumped it.
Center, calm down. You get your chance, just a second. Center. Center. Is this George? That's okay. Are you related to someone in the room? Center. Are you related to me? Hi, John. Yeah, go ahead, give me a hug. Thank you. Okay, go back to center. Come on, back to center. Okay, let George talk now. Please. Georgie. You're looking forward to, go back to center. George, you're looking forward to the music that it's going to play later? Yes. Okay, is there anybody else here besides George and John? Are you male or female, other than the two boys? Male? The caretaker? Can you use the rods to point to where you are in the room? Okay, back to center. Okay, someone else please hold on.
Interesting. Double whammy flashlight too. Anybody else? Anybody ready to try again? I can't see you, so. If you're waving at me, oh,
Yeah. Does anybody have a K2 meter or anything?
she's got it.
I'm going to start off with a slower tune, just to warm up a little bit. But hopefully some of these devices will react when I start tuning.
heating and then in different passages.
Okay.
Both of
I could sort of go through sort of a historical medley. We'll start with an early tune from the 18th century, sort of a military tune. This is actually older than the 18th century. It's called the British Grenadiers.
You got the big flashlight with it.
Okay.
The little one's more of a critic.
Let's do another one. This was a really popular tune during the Revolutionary War. It's called Chester. Different Chester. Dance tune called the York. Fusiliers is also known as the Convention Cotillion. It would be familiar with this one. Let's do a little more air too.
Maybe there's no talking allowed in the gospel stand.
Have you ever tried playing a Christmas carol for George?
A Christmas card?
Please feel free to light up the torches if you are enjoying the music.
Or any of you. Let's try it. Good dancing, so maybe if you'll dance by some of the devices, maybe try and light them up. So are any of these machines doing anything?
Can't you leave yourself?
I think maybe the music has the power to like push all the negativity away. So they're all like, because this is the quietest the lights have been the whole time. I was thinking maybe if it's just random, you know, the lights are going to be just coming on and off all night. But
Yeah.
once we got through that first number, they both remained pretty much off. I don't know that that's a bad thing. Maybe it's a respect thing. Is there anybody still with us here tonight? Can you light a torch for us so we know that your presence is still with us? This church is clean.
I've got a little while ago, just everything sort of cleared out, just sort of like really mellow.
Well, who's past the bedtime? You know, logic is not something that you can always apply.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Has everybody already had a chance to make a love token? If you haven't, you might want to go back and check and see what you're doing out of. Do you know how late this one's doing?
Huh?
Do you know how late they...
You can.
10? Oh, no, I almost got 10.
That's right.
Okay. So any burning questions anyone wants to ask?
Anything at all. There's no. There's so many bad questions we know the answer to already.
That's right.
So.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Are we a church? I guess that was a bad.
I think he knows the answer.
That's
to
not
that
the kind of
question,
loaded question.
I wasn't
You're not
expecting
going
a
to grace
flashlight
that
to
with a response. All right, I guess if we can take all the equipment back to the main room and
try the hack thing, right? Or the
well,
little
okay.
shack hack thing, or whatever that was called. I just know when it's turned on, it draws a tremendous amount of energy to it.
Well, and some people can't tolerate it because of the cooking, but
I don't know.
yeah, I turned it on and see if it did.
I've never seen it work, so that's why I'm curious. So.
Well, I have a couple times, and it's real interesting because, you know, because it's definitely something besides the noise. It's
Yeah.
like it's getting into that.
I feel like it, like when I've seen a couple of them on and stuff, and I just feel an instant like, you know, like everything's getting sucked to it. Like it has no option. So it'd be interesting to see, you know, I just get that out of it. So we can see who's actually comfortable with it.
Do you have something you'd like to communicate to us? Anybody out there?
Good sound in there now.
So you, ma'am?
Yeah.
Is there a reverend here with us tonight? Can you give us some insight? I think this would give you ADD if you don't already have it.
Oh, sugar.
Is it Derek or something?
Sure, yeah.
It's almost that same voice again.
Yeah, it's weird. You get a deep voice, and then there's like a.
Are you out there, George?
Are you the male from the picture? Yeah.
It was a yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay.
It was in between two things. That's weird.
Yeah. Do you have control over this place?
Is there anything you would like to get off your chest? 5 things?
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Did you abuse your position in any way? You know what I mean by that, right? It just seems like random stuff.
A little bit.
Where was that
Let's
deep
see.
guy go?
Did you have a daughter?
Just one?
Her daughters.
It said just
No, it
one.
said just
Oh,
one.
did one? Okay, that's what I thought. Does she have brown hair or black hair?
You could do so.
I don't know. What was that?
Can you?
It sounds like a name.
Yeah.
Did you say
Pregnant.
I'm pregnant?
Yeah.
Pregnant?
Yes.
Yeah, it
And
did.
that's what I was talking about earlier. All right, now.
So that
all
was
right,
her.
Yeah, we'll get into a little bit of dirt, I guess. It's just, oh God. I get all chills and stuff. From what I hear, this guy got her pregnant, and it's his, daughter or whatever.
You have anything to say about that? Say pregnant again?
Yeah.
I'm just listening for the beep down there.
Ask her what her name is.
She said, what was that?
10:01.
Okay, we're gonna say goodbye now. 3, 2, 1.
That was really interesting.
All right, so that's how that works. The
Huh. Okay, so that works.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What was your first impression, though? I think your first impression of what it said is probably the most accurate.
okay, well,
Interesting.
there's a few things on topic, it seemed like, in all the random.
Yeah, well, I mean, those things make sense to what when I first did a walkthrough. They talked about going, like, people needed to look through the paperwork, and there was something with a trial and making sure the facts were correct. Not so much now, but back then. So I thought that was interesting. So I thought that was wild.
Just like now, back then, it may be even worse. If you were in a position of power or wealth,
Mm-hmm.
your chances of getting away with something, and even if it's brought to court or
Yeah.
something, are better probably than, somebody that's just a thief that's,
Yeah,
guilty.
yeah. It's interesting. Wow.
Yeah, so what's this one? Let's see what this. See, I've taken. Okay.
What?
Well, I took a picture of this and did one of my art things when I was here, and I superimposed like a gargoyle with bat wings and stuff over it. I mean, I'm just,
Great,
Yeah.
great, Clark, great.
yeah,
This
so,
is great. Thanks.
and it kind of has like a bulldog face and stuff. So, you might be a little mad at me, I don't know.
No.
It's interesting. Yeah, thank you for that. One last little flashlight. Okay, so
That's cool.
this is what we do, is try and get
What?
some
Yeah, that's
information
fine.
from the site.